I'm Lydia. I'm Director of Marketing here at Mercedes Textiles, and I'm here with Ray McCormick. You came to come visit us and tour our facilities.
That's right. Yeah, ever since I started with Hen Nozzles, Mercedes Textiles has been a big part of collaborating and joining at FDIC and at conferences, and I asked if I could come up for a one-on-one view of the factories, and here I am, and it's been a great experience.
Nice. And you told me when you were asking to come up here, you said that you've never seen how hose was made. Like, you've been in the fire service for how long now?
Almost 40 years.
Almost 40 years, and you were just like, I've never actually seen how they make it.
No,
so,
never stepped foot into.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably common, though. I don't think many people know how we make fire hose, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how it goes about and all the different steps involved.
Because you got to see our coupling facility. So we machine all of our couplings there. You got to see the robot arms, which are pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was kind of the most interesting thing you saw at that facility?
Well, there were a lot of interesting things. It's kind of hard to pin it down to one, but one of the first rooms we entered was all the different threads that are required that you do for the different fire departments throughout the country, Canada, the world, and it's just amazing, all the different thread types. We can't get a standard anywhere apparently, but that was fascinating, and that kind of started off the tour. And then, like you said, we went through all the different couplings, and I got to actually make a coupling, which was kind of cool. And you know, a lot of the examples are right behind us here, and it's really a big part of, obviously, the hose. You know, it's really what makes it work. And the other thing is, you know, that you make them yourself. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things I really like about Mercedes is we are from end to end. You know, we touch every piece of your hose, and we manufacture every part of it. We assemble it, and then we test it and ship it out to people.
Yeah, obviously a lot of high-tech machinery with some of the computer-based equipment and cutting of the raw materials into couplings, which was very interesting. Comes in big blocks of metal.
Yeah, and, like these big metal tubes, extrusion, steel extrusion tubes.
And, you know, and then when it becomes this finished product, it's multi-stepped. And the other thing that's interesting is there's a human being at every step of the way, making sure that it's correct, assembling it correctly, checking it. I mean, I watched one of the women make sure there were no burrs on a big 5-inch coupling, and you know, a lot of quality control, like you said, that has to be signed off so that you don't end up with a bad product all the way further down the line.
Right.
Whatever inconsistencies that might have been developed is handled early.
Exactly. They have the ability to stop it right at where it's happening and rework it. So yeah, it was really interesting. And then we went to the hose facility. Now we have 2 places that make hose, the one over there and then the one here. You got to see how the looms work and our patented Mertex solution, our Mertex process, which was kind of interesting and different.
Very interesting.
Kind of top secret. You can't talk too much about it.
Yeah, the looms were very interesting. I'd never seen anything like that. It's crazy, all these fiber strings going
and there's so many. There's yarn everywhere, spools everywhere, and it moves so fast. It's very it's wild when you're watching it, because you just think, like, how does it make this thing? Like,
true.
It's so effectively.
All of a sudden, you know, the hose shows up and you watch it being fed onto a spool, and it's just extraordinary how it works.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful. I mean,
right? That's what I'm always impressed by, is how pretty it is.
It's clean.
Yeah, it is very clean, and it looks sharp. It looks sharp, at least. Yeah. And then you got to go through the process of kind of assembling a hose, because our hoses are double jacket. So you've got the inner jacket with our Mertex lining, and then you've got the outer jacket, which is not lined with anything, because the inner jacket goes in there. So we got to pull one through,
sure,
and assemble it, and then it goes to the coupling section, right?
Right.
And that's where you didn't get to put one of those on though, did you?
Not today.
Not today.
But I assembled something yesterday.
Yeah.
And I watched all the recessed triangles.
Yeah.
You know, with
the way out arrows get put in.
Arrow. Yeah.
I know she does such a good job. I'm very impressed. I feel like mine would be all off center
yeah,
if I was doing it. I'm very impressed.
Great idea, by the way. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, if a firefighter isn't sure which way to go, these directional arrows are.
It's just
important.
That secondary safety.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's worth it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, firefighter safety is worth that little extra information right there.
I agree. I say all the time, like Mercedes, you know, we pride ourselves on innovation, but we don't just innovate to innovate. Everything we do is about your safety, because like your safety is important as firefighters, and then, you know, the safer you are, the more likely that the people that you're trying to save are safe, right?
Correct.
So
yeah, we can't do our job if we're being put in danger unnecessarily.
Exactly.
Like by products that aren't up to spec, or situations like that.
And then today we got to tour this facility here, which is similar to the other one, but much more compact. There's a lot more looms in this facility than the other one, so it's much tighter. We saw so many pallets full of hose, all the different colors.
Tremendous amount of hose. I've never seen so much hose in my life. Couplings. There'd probably be a mountain of couplings.
Yeah. Oh, the wall full of couplings, right? Yeah. And then we saw all the different colors of hose, and we got to have a lot of discussions around which colors were the best colors.
We did. Yeah.
We haven't agreed on one yet, but we have some commonality there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, even the painting of the hose is interesting. The stenciling, of course, that goes on all the hoses, and just to see how it's done, and the technicians that are doing it, they pay a tremendous amount of attention to what they're doing.
They do.
They do. That product, and they sign off on it, and it's very important. And I like that because there's accountability right there. And in the fire service, accountability is very important.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to see that in the production of something as important as fire hose, that we're getting that accountability at basically every step of the way.
For sure. I agree with you. It's amazing to see how much they do take care in their jobs, right? Like every person I've met at Mercedes is they're very good at their jobs. That's what they do, you know, all day, and they care. They care to make sure that they're putting out the best product they can. And then the last thing we got to do today was we got to watch a burst test, right?
Yes.
So we test all of our hose in-house, and we also have UL listings, so our hoses are tested by a third party, and that makes sure that we're, you know, adhering to a standard and a level of manufacturing that, again, for your safety is the best product it can be. And one of those tests, you know, all hoses are rated with a service, a pressure, and a burst test. So we got to watch this one bust. It was quite loud.
Yeah,
I jumped.
It was loud.
I screamed and I jumped. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was way beyond what it was required to do. We made sure we took it all the way to see, and like he said, that number can vary, but it's well beyond what anybody demands, and this hose is never going to be under that kind of pressure.
Right.
So, but you know, it's obviously fun.
It is fun. It's fun to get to see it, see it kind of push to its max, right?
Yeah.
It's been a fun day.
Yeah, it was an all-encompassing tour from how the hose is made, assembled. It was flow tested earlier. So a lot of different styles of hose. Obviously the different sizes, the different functionality of a lot of the different hoses.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing really to see all the different couplings, that styles that are available. And
yeah, because we provide hose like across the world.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, a lot of people don't, on the municipal fire side, don't know that we make forestry hose.
Yeah, the forestry hose is very interesting.
And we even got to see some of our pump motors and the pump assembly that we do at the other plant, because we make portable fire pumps for the forestry services, and actually a lot of volunteer fire services use those, like in rural areas.
Yeah, no, they're definitely handy. I could see where people would want to have that, and the capability, the pumping capability of a very small unit.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you extending the invitation, and the hospitality was tremendous, and I'm going to go forward with a lot more knowledge than I ever had.
Yeah,
I might even become a hose nerd, who knows? And, you know.
One would say you know you're a hose.